I have to be 150,000% fair to myself. I know I haven't been uploading anything, and I've constantly been in limbo of like, oh, should I make a YouTube? Or my, the degrees of seriousness, because I want it to be perfect. I want to look like a YouTuber. But honestly, I finally am fucking deciding that I am not going to be perfect. I'm just going to record and say what's on my mind. All of that to say, I've been thinking about life a lot. Maybe because I've been very bored and, just trying to figure out what the fuck I want and what I think and what I don't think and figuring out myself and feeling like, honestly, I could say that I've learned more this year than I have in my entire life, if I'm honest. And I think processing all that information has been really weird. I know there's probably a lot of people who feel the same way. For me, I just hope that whoever sees this video, probably won't be many people in the very beginning, because I plan on just being consistent and uploading every day a video just like this. No intro, no fancy cuts, no hi, I'm a YouTuber. But I hope to everybody that's watching that, feels a little bit misguided, feels a little lost, feels like, what is life going to be? You might be in your early 20s. I'm 22. I'm turning 23 next week. And I just feel like this rat race, quote unquote, to getting money and getting riches and getting wealthy and being seen and heard and becoming famous and making money and entrepreneurship and all that other stuff, it's kicking a lot of our asses. And I think it's something that we all don't want to admit, because we feel like, no one wants to admit when they're feeling crappy, when they're feeling, like garbage. But the rat race has been really just like a very interesting thing. It's been very hard. I think every day just feeling like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. Why am I not rich? Why am I not this? Why am I not that? Why am I not in a relationship? Why am I not happy? Why don't I have the perfect life yet? It just feels like, well, first of all, there is no perfect quote unquote life. But second of all, there's a lot of time to go. And I always feel that in my heart, like only being 22 years old and human beings having the life expectancy of 80 to 100. People are living up to 100 and all of that. And it's like, holy crap, like by the time we're 30, the life expectancy should go up, People will be probably living till 110 and 120, 30 and things like that. And, at least I would like to be optimistic in that way and thinking. And I feel it's important that we all just encourage each other and create environments where we can just encourage one another, because it's really tough. It's really difficult when you live in this world where it's like followers, you need followers, and if you don't have followers or if you're not going viral, then you don't mean anything, and you need numbers to feel validated. And, to a degree, everyone wants to have big numbers. Everyone wants to have the opportunity to be seen and heard. But I think that it can be very difficult when you are not being seen and heard in the way that you want to be. So back to the point that I was originally making, I just want to encourage everyone that is, part of the youth right now, Gen Z, as they call it, or anybody that comes across this video, fuck age, just anybody that I know in this time and in society, we're living in this Bitcoin, NFT, just who's gonna be the billionaire, trillionaire, megla kabillionaire, like just all this fucking stuff. And it's so difficult because it feels like money is so close, but it's so far away, and people are suffering, but people are not suffering. And we're seeing like this large gap between riches and and poverty. And like, it just seems like there's such a weird, there's a very clear distinction, and day by day that distinction is getting, it's getting why the gap is getting wider and wider, and sometimes it just feels very painful when you're watching and you're like, oh my god, like what am I gonna do? What is life gonna look like for me at 30? Should I focus on being an entrepreneur? Do I get a job? If I get a job, am I gonna get lost in, staying at a job? I don't want to get too comfortable somewhere. It's just so many different things. And I think that everyone has their own life journey and their own life experience to go through, and everyone was put here for a reason. I do wish that we lived in a society where money was not an issue. At least in America, for me, I feel like this should be a country where money is not an issue, where jobs is not an issue, homelessness, and so on and so forth. So it's just one of those things where I feel and pray that over time it gets better. And to anybody watching the video, anyone that gets the opportunity to see this, I just pray that you have, or not even pray, because I know not everybody is religious, but I just hope for positivity and light and peace. And just I just wish that energy and send that energy to everybody, because it's tough, it's difficult, and sometimes I find myself feeling very like valueless, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm a human being. I'm a human being, and just because I don't have $1 trillion in my pocket doesn't mean that I'm not of value, and it doesn't mean that you're not of value either. Just because life is not the way that it should be or the way that you imagine it to be in the present moment doesn't mean that you don't have value, doesn't mean that your story is doesn't mean you shouldn't continue your story and continue your journey, doesn't mean that you shouldn't follow your instincts or trust your gut. It's very interesting being 22 years old and realizing that a lot of the shit that we were told, a lot of the things that we were, that was put in our minds, go to college and you'll do this and you'll get a job immediately, that pipeline, it's not necessarily true for everybody. And I think that we're all trying to figure it out. And I think even people, just everyone is trying to figure it out day by day. So I don't know where I was going with this, but I just hope for, positivity and light and peace and prosperity for everybody to find their journeys, or not find their journeys, to find themselves and find what's meant for them along this journey. I don't know why I felt compelled to say this, because, I feel like I've been, for the longest time, as I was saying getting to in the beginning of the video, like, I've always wanted to make a YouTube that was perfect or whatever, and I just feel like it's so stupid. I'm at a place where I want to just motivate people and tell people that they can do whatever they want to do, and that it's a tough journey, and that there's some days that just feel like they are dragging along, but we can do something, like we can be positive and we can hope for the best and then take action to get the best, but not get caught up in this idea that if you do not have, the financial status that you want at, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, like, it's not as easy as it looks on social media. And you're loved and valued. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say. And I feel like even me saying that, I'm talking to myself at the same time, because I've been recording this now for like 8 minutes. 10 minutes ago, I felt like complete and utter shit. And I feel a little bit better. So I'm going to keep on doing this every day and just keep on speaking and saying what's on my mind, as far as just motivating people and talking about how dumb I feel like a lot of this rat race shit is. That's what I like to call it, the rat race to riches, to see who's going to be the richest, who's going to do this, who's going to do that, when in reality, I think everybody just wants the ability to be happy, healthy, have money, to do the things that they want to do. And of course, everyone desires to be rich, but at the same time, I feel like we're getting to a place where the obsession to be rich is a little bit unhealthy. And I feel like it always has been, but I think that it's getting to a place where people are like getting really unhealthy, and a lot of unhealthy habits are being formulated. A lot of passive aggressive habits are being formulated. A lot of a lot of people are getting fooled into thinking that this is 100% what life is, or that, you know, today is what life is going to be forever. I don't know if this makes sense, but I guess I'll just call this a stream of consciousness by Isa, because I don't know. I think that it's weird. I think that life is a beautiful thing, but I just hope that we don't become a society where it is where the soul is gone for the sake of money, for the sake of being the richest, for the sake of being the wealthiest, so on and so forth. Because it feels like that's the direction that it's going. And every day it's like, oh, you know, this person made $500,000 in NFTs. And then you go on the NFT and you're like, oh, fuck, let me try to do this. And then you try to do it and it's like, this is weird. I don't like it. Like, oh, how the fuck do I do this? Why are people making $500,000 off of a fucking pixelated monkey? I just, you know, and I'm not trying to be a hater. I just don't understand it. So I think in me trying to figure out life, I feel like I'm going to just start speaking and being honest and saying whatever's on my mind. And hopefully whoever sees this also, you know, not also starts doing the same, but maybe starts doing the same. Maybe I can meet with people and like connect with people who feel the same way that I feel. So I don't know. I'm gonna be doing this every day, or trying to, because I have a lot of fucking time on my hands, so I can record, you know, a video just talking and saying what's on my mind every day. And I'm gonna call them streams of consciousness. And regardless of wherever my life goes, I feel like I'm gonna keep on doing these. This feels right. This feels nice. So anyway, I don't know what all this was, but this is, I guess, moment number one, stream of consciousness number one, and I want to continue to wish people positivity, light, love, peace, prosperity, and positive mental health, because I know it's so tough in this world, especially for the kids who are like really like trying to figure out who they are and figure out how to maneuver in this world without any capital, without trying to, you know, go and steer in the wrong direction, trying to stay in the right direction and keep their minds going. People who are relying on their parents like me, well, my parent. I have a father, but, you know, that's a whole nother story. I live with my mother, and I love both my parents. Oh God, where's this going? Oh God, I love both my parents, but like, it's just one of those things where I'm like, oh fuck, you know, I'm supported by my mother. And being 22, I did not imagine that but you know, if I was like 10 years old and someone asked me, or if someone asked me when I was 12, take it 10 years back, you know, would you be at 22? Where would you be? I feel like I would be at least supporting myself, but not having the opportunity to do that, it's kind of shitty. But I'm working on it, and I'm really working on it. And I encourage everyone to do the same, but I encourage people to do it in healthy manners, because I feel like it's just too much sometimes. Like this fucking, like, everybody's trying to get rich and everybody's doing this and everybody's doing that, and investment. It's positive, but damn, don't you just want to be able to, like, you know, like, we should live in a country where people should be able to work a job and like still live just as nicely or just as comfortably as someone who makes an investment. Or maybe I'm just like living in a wonderland. I don't know. Anyways, 15 minutes. So I'm gonna cut this video off, but